This is about infertility and its unnatural causes. If you've ever enjoyed an episode of The Handmaid's Tale, you may be terrified to learn that something like this isn't really that far off base. This show is built on a premise that environmental problems led to worldwide infertility. The show then delves deeply into a dystopian society. While I can say for sure we're not a dystopian society yet, there are a lot of scary similarities between this show and what's happening right now in our environment. Infertility is growing, especially among men. Much of it to blame on endocrine-disrupting chemicals found in everything from flame retardants to food packaging and pesticides. These chemicals can affect our hormonal functions, including testosterone and estrogen, and can even enter the placenta, altering the brain function of developing fetuses. Now, over the past 50 years, childbirth has steadily declined, and there's been a growing body of research that has shown growing rates of human infertility due to biological reasons. Shana Swan, who's a scientist, notes from 1973 to 2011, total sperm count in men in Western countries dropped by 59%. The quality of that sperm also nosedived, with more odd-shaped sperm and fewer strong swimmers capable of fertilizing an egg. Now, perhaps most importantly, though, the DNA they carried was also majorly damaged. For men, phthalates, found in many products, from plastics to shampoos, are the worst offenders, tanking testosterone levels and sperm counts and causing sperm to basically commit suicide. Now, in women, these chemicals can cause early menopause or cysts in the ovaries, or may disrupt monthly cycles. And I can't tell you how many women I know that have been affected by something similar to this. Biphenyl A, or BPA, which we know is in many plastic products, is a ubiquitous chemical used in hard plastics, electronics, millions of other items. And while it's been banned in a lot of places, it affects both sexes, but is particularly concerning for women. It interferes with conception, causing miscarriages early in pregnancy. And if you don't believe me, I want you to just think about how many people you know that have had problems conceiving or having children the old-fashioned way. Swan highlights another layer of risk. Parents' exposure to these chemicals can also affect the sexual development of their children. For instance, if a woman smokes when she's pregnant, her son's sperm count may drop by 40%. And if he's later then exposed to endocrine disruptors, his sperm production may drop so low that he actually becomes infertile. Swan describes the collateral damage caused by a combination of lifestyle factors such as stress or bad diet and daily exposure to toxic chemicals. The effects can radiate down through several generations. So we're not just talking about your children, but your children's children. And it doesn't stop with our species. She found genital abnormalities, such as distinctly small penises in alligators, panthers, and minks, as well as fish, frogs, snapping turtles, and birds that appear to have both male and female gonads. Now, much of this research focuses on the endocrine disruptors, which are molecules that actually mimic the body's own hormones and throw off the fragile hormonal balance of reproduction. Now, these include plasticizers, as well as pesticides, herbicides, heavy metals, toxic gases, and other synthetic materials. Plasticizers are found in most plastics, like water bottles, food containers, and household items. Herbicides and pesticides abound in the food supply chain, and toxic gases and heavy metals are in many people's water and air. Air pollution surrounds cities, subjecting residents to particulate matter, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and other compounds that also likely contribute to abnormal sperm quality. Not to mention radiation exposure from laptops, cell phones, and modems that have also been associated with declining sperm counts, impaired sperm motility, and abnormal sperm shape. Heavy metals are also present in food, water, and cosmetics, and are also known to harm sperm health and disrupt estrogen levels in women. Now, a common argument is actually that falling growth rates are often chalked up to cultural and socioeconomic factors, such as the rise of access to Planned Parenthood, contraception, and abortion, as well as changing roles of women, higher education, participation in the workforce, and delaying childbearing. But data actually shows that pregnancies were already declining before the pill came out, before abortions were regularly available, and before women really returned to the workforce in droves. What it does show is that unintended pregnancy loss has actually been increasing by 1 to 2% from 1990 on. These facts being true, what we need to do is look to our environment to see a more true outlook on what is going on and stop chalking it up to women deciding not to have children. Now, if you're wondering what you can do to help protect your reproductive health, there are a lot of things that you can do in your home and in your community to do so. I'm going to be providing a full list of all the things because there's a lot down in the description and over on my blog as well. But here are a few to get you started. Number one, work on your indoor air pollution. Things all around your house actually off gas. Number one, your shower curtain. If it's plastic, switch to a cotton or linen shower curtain. If you've got wall-to-wall carpeting, either make sure that it was an eco-friendly type, and if it's not, you'll want to pull that up. Go for hardwood or tile, and if you really want to have carpeting, do your research. Make sure that the carpeting that you're buying doesn't have any harmful chemicals in it. In California, this actually was banned a couple of years ago, but in much of the United States and probably the world, a lot of the wall-to-wall carpeting you're going to be buying is full of chemicals, including flame retardants. It's best to just get an area rug that you know is eco-friendly, or just switch to tile or wood and get a nice pair of house shoes that you can wear around the house as well. And that brings me to shoes. If you like to wear your shoes in the house, I would get some slippers instead. You actually track in all kinds of contaminants and pollutants into your house if you wear your shoes in your house. So it's time to be one of those families that leaves the shoes at the front door. And if you haven't switched to a stainless steel water bottle, now is the time to do that. Ditch the plastic, ditch it everywhere in your house, wherever you can, especially when it comes to food storage, especially when it comes to things that you microwave. You don't want to be microwaving anything with plastic, even if it says BPA free. It's just not a good thing to be heating up and storing your food in. So it's time to switch to glass, ceramic, or stainless steel for all of that kind of stuff. And as I said, the rest of the list will be down in the description below so that you can read all the other tips here for making your surroundings a little bit healthier for you and your reproductive. Lastly, you can use your voice to vote for changes in your community that will eliminate single-use plastics, reduce air pollution, protect clean water, and promote healthy living. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe, share this video with a friend, and hit that thumbs up button down below. See you next time.